No.
You told me now you're going to go for
Yo lo iba a comprar. Dije, no, es regalo.
Hello everyone and welcome to the CATAN Americas Championship. My name is Tim and with me is my brother and former U.S. national champion Chris. And we are here to watch the culmination of a tournament that happened in Oaxaca, Mexico.
That's right, Tim. Champions from many different countries in the Americas came together to play in this tournament in Oaxaca. And we're down to just 4. This is the final table.
And I think it's pretty well, or a good range of countries are represented. We have someone from the U.S., someone from Canada.
Yep. Enrique from Panama. Panama's first actual tournament in which they played in international tournaments with CATAN.
Yeah, very impressive.
And Raul on home soil playing for Mexico.
I gotta think that Raul actually has the advantage on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so because there are so limited amount of tournaments in which people play internationally, you know, I mean, as far as Catan fans go, you understand that the best player in each game might get targeted.
Mm-hmm.
But with international tournaments like this, everyone is a champion in their own right. So they're all very skilled at the game. Everyone is aware of that.
Yeah, I agree.
But you have to give the advantage to Raul. Basically,
Are you saying you would steal from Raul?
I mean, I might put the rubber on him. But in general, he's on home turf. Mexico also has the current world champion representing them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you know their team is strong. I think you got to give the advantage to him. But going into this game, into this final table, just looking at the board, we can jump right into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, first position is very strong.
It's by far the best position on this board.
Right.
The ore is obviously very scarce on this board.
Right.
So any sort of optimization, especially with wheat on it.
And there we go.
Oh
Immediately settled on 9-5-10.
Yes,
This is no surprise to us
absolutely.
because all the players get a chance to analyze the board first. And Sarvat, playing red, she actually chose, because of her, she had the highest seed going into this match. She chose first position and immediately jumps on 9-5-10.
I would have also chosen first position because
Right.
I just honestly, it's just way too big of an advantage in this game.
Right. Everyone agrees generally that wheat is the most useful resource to have in the game. But ore is a close second, and 9 is the only real ore that you're gonna get. So I mean for late
on this
game
board, yeah.
on this board. So for late game, it's by far the best settlement, and she takes it immediately, which makes complete sense.
And then second placement is also on ore in wheat and sheep, which of course is development card resources.
Right.
I think it's probably the second best spot. There's some debate to be had on, I mean, there's quite a lot of 8-5-10s, and obviously anybody who's played Catan, you know, pips are valuable, but on a board like this, I think it's correct to corner any sort of ore that you can get.
Right. You want to lock down the wheat and ore early,
Uh-huh.
and both of the first 2 position players lock that down as soon as they can.
As they should have.
So
And
third
all right.
position here, orange. It's Jerry actually, who is the representative of the U.S.
Yeah.
Tim played him in the Nationals finals 2 years ago.
I lost to Jerry in the
Yes.
Nationals finals 2 years ago.
Indeed. I mean, and we know how much of a gauntlet the U.S. scene is.
Yeah.
So you know he's a skilled player. That was his first year playing in the national circuit, and he actually took it down. So you know he's a good player. He's up and coming, and he takes third position, which if I had the choice, which he did, it would go first and then third. So no surprise there again.
Let's talk about these placements. Obviously,
Yeah.
he went on the pips over the. I mean, it's just a 3 left on ore, I believe, in the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
So he went with I think that's an 8-5-10 in the corner,
Yes.
and I think that's
It's very solid. It's defensible.
yeah. It's. I mean, there's never a concrete answer on any board. Personally, I would have went on something different.
Yeah, we have to establish that Catan is very early in its competitive life. So there's no best way to play. There's a lot of different views on the game, and there's a lot of ways to win. There's a lot of different variables that go into a game of Catan, and I don't know. No one can say for certainty where they place is going to guarantee a win.
I think, though that is correct, there is no an objective best way to play Catan. I think everyone can agree on that. There are placements in positions that lead to advantages, of course. It's a game of numbers, it's a game of percentages. So if you can get on high pips and heavy stone and wheat, you're going to have an advantage. And it seems like the first 2, at least, were obviously focused on that. Jerry wasn't left with too many options, so you can't really blame him for going to 8-5-10.
No, definitely not. And I think we have to establish, you can hear Sarvat early in this game saying like, oh, I got forced into first position, which we very early on agreed that was the best position to get 9,
Yes.
5, 10. You have to lock it down.
I think so. Yes.
It's very solid. Even without an 8 or a 6, it's very obviously the best spot. So that's just part of the mental game, Tom's a social game. You have to convince people that you're losing before the game even starts.
Before any roll has been made, you have to convince people that you're behind.
Right.
And however much that can be frustrating to people that know what's going on, it's part of the game and it has to be done, has to be played.
Right.
You can, even if people know what you're doing, any sort of subtle implication could lead from them to them stealing from someone else or trading you later on. So it's not however, if somebody lands or settles first on a 6, 8, 4 and they're telling you how bad their spots are, it doesn't matter.
It happens. It's part of the game.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
So, you can't blame her for that, and I think obviously it's a good play.
So also, even though players were given a bunch of time before this game to study the board and try and figure out their strategies, it's no surprise that 4th position is taking this long. There's a lot of good spots open, and I would take as much time as I need to deliberate. And it looks like he did the obvious thing, which is a 6, 5, 11 in the middle of the board, and then also the ore along the coast.
Right. The ore is not that great, so you don't expect him to be getting too many development cards throughout the games. Of course, the numbers fluctuate.
This is going to be a low development card game.
Yeah, I think in general, we're definitely not going to run out of development cards. I'll say that much.
No.
Yeah, so
In a lot of competitive games, you do. And specifically, Enrique's last game, the Panama representative, it was a 3-hour marathon, which, as many people who play Catan know, 3 hours is insane for one game. And it was that long of a game. All the death cards were gone for sure. And he just worked through that. And I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of fatigue going on.
a little bit of Catan fatigue.
Yeah, 3 hours is really long for one game. The longest, I've played in tournaments for years, the longest I've ever seen is, 2.5 maybe.
Yeah.
That is a long game.
3 hours is a very long game.
Right.
Let's hope this one doesn't take half as long.
But yeah, moving forward, we're on to our second placements here.
Yes, very important. Obviously, you get your resources on your second placement, so it can be very strategic. You can either start with a road, you can start with a development card.
And white took wood, wheat, sheep second, which is notable because it's there's less ore on the map, and I may have taken that first, but it's just much easier to expand with wood, sheep, wheat, rather than sheep, brick, and ore, because you have some road resources and a couple of settlement resources.
In a starting hand, you don't. Starting with a development card is very good, but you're trying to bank on something that'll affect the board early, as in a year of plenty or road building. You're most likely to pull a knight, which can affect the board, but if you're trying to start, you're trying to expand, you're trying to get early resources. Starting with road materials, settlement materials, it's obviously the preferred way.
Right. And just off the start, you can guess that red, Sarvat, is going to be playing mostly for development cards, which is a favorite strategy of tournament players, generally accepted to be the best way to win.
Absolutely.
Is to go wheat, stone, development cards. So, again, first position, obvious choice.
Right. Now we have some agony, and there we go.
All right. So I believe that is okay.
So who placed first again? Sorry.
Here we go.
So
now we got a close up on the second positions. Blue takes the 6, 3, 11. No surprise there. They started wheat, sheep, ore, so you just fill out all the resources, wood and brick. The 3 brick is kind of iffy, but you start with the road and you see the race to the port, which is already a great decision by the blue player here.
So I will say it's a good decision, but it's a short-term decision because now he's doubled up on the 3 and the 6. So really, all he can really bank on is 6, 9.
Some rolls,
and 3-11. It's not a great spread.
Right.
So sure, he'll beat her on the race, but I don't know when he's going to be able to settle.
Yeah.
He needs some 6s early, some 3s have to hit in the late game.
Right.
But he's hoping to get to the 4 stone quick, so that if he gets the rolls correctly, it'll be a smart strategy.
So here in Sarvat's position, red player, she has wheat, stone, and brick. And basically, she has to double down.
It's got to be 9, 10, 11.
It's got to be 9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11.
If she's worried about wood at all, it's not a good decision. She needs to focus on the late game, go full development cards, 9, 10, 11, no question.
4, 9, 11
9, 4, 11
also,
as well.
No, the 9, 10, 11 is better for defense. So, because white has a road building there, orange has a road building there.
Right.
9, 10, 11 is the play.
It cuts off the board for further expansions from the other players.
We'll see where she goes. I don't know.
This is a mistake that many players make all throughout all levels, they're worried about being unable to build roads,
Yes.
being unable to expand at all.
Yeah.
But really, you should, if your game plan is to focus on cities and development cards,
Yeah.
then you should focus.
You need to pick early. You
Right.
need to decide what you're going to do early and go full in on that.
Yes.
So I believe it is correct to go 9, 10, 11. I hope she
It
does.
has to be 9 to 11, yeah.
If she does, I would say she's the favorite.
Right, I would take those spots.
Because I think, again,
Even
I
without
always
a
thought
6 and
that
an 8, I still like the resource disbursement.
Yeah, definitely.
Best.
I mean, it's a lot better than the 6, 9, 3, 11.
Right. We'll see how it goes out. See, she's struggling between two
Yeah,
spots.
she's talking about the 2 spots.
We'll see. If she doubles up on brick, it might be a huge mistake going forward.
Yes.
Forward. So.
I'm not quite sure. Because when she says 2 spots, 9, 4, 11 and 9, 10, 11 are the same pips.
Yeah,
It's
so
basically
maybe
the
she's
same
just talking
spot.
about those two, which
No,
is totally
I
fine.
think she's probably thinking of that one, 9, 10, 11, and something else.
Right.
So we'll see what she decides to do.
Right.
She can take forever. I think everyone's been rushing through placements. For final table, I think they've actually been going at quite a clip.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It is my humble opinion.
Take your
that-
time, guys.
Yeah. Placements are a good chunk of the game.
Yeah.
If you have bad placements, a lot of times you may as well throw in the towel.
Consensus, 35 to 40% of the game are placements. But I mean, I've
Some
heard
people
up
say
to
like
60.
70.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard up to 60%.
Right.
It's based on the original placements. It's obviously a huge portion of the game, and I hope she takes as much time as she
Yeah,
does.
I'm not saying take an hour, but you need to take your time.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
Okay.
See? She's too
Throws the
focused on wood
curveball.
there.
Goes for
That's
a
crazy.
port
Okay.
spot.
Yeah, that's a little bit baffling
Wood
right
stone.
there.
I mean, she can't really complete anything except for roads.
She already has stone, and now she has no sheep at all to build development cards. It's very questionable.
Yeah, with the best stone weed spots in the game.
Yeah, the 8-3, I'm not sure
So
about
let's see
that,
where
guys.
Orange is. Orange is 4, 8, 10. He's doubled up on the 8 and the 10 as well. She had the ability to diversify her numbers to the point where she would be the only one with diverse numbers at all.
Mhm.
The other 3 are pretty. White is doing okay. 3, 4. No, yeah, White's good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I mean, what this does is it opens up Jerry, the orange player, to
Yeah.
take over control of the middle of the map.
He is the whole
He is
middle.
both
yeah.
of his original roads building towards the inside. He's not worried about ports at all, which is totally reasonable.
And he is the best road production in the game.
Right.
8 wood, 5 brick, 10 brick.
Right.
I mean, he can just blast off if 8 start rolling.
Right, even though the white player has a starting road in towards the middle, orange should be able to dominate. Wow, quick 7.
Yeah,
Immediate
quick 7 into block. I would have done the
Hey,
exact
quick
same.
7s, but you gotta block that wood. You gotta
Yeah.
stop the early production. And I believe he stole from Jerry as well, which is not surprising.
nothing worse than starting the game with a 7.
Yes, I know. It's really
Especially if you settled to start with a road, anything of the sort.
Yeah.
Any sort where you're banking on your first 3 cards is developing into something for you.
Mhm.
It's really tough.
So you see blue winning the race to the bottom.
Yeah,
Very smart.
yeah,
Gotta take the road.
of course.
Gotta get to the ore if you can.
And he started with a road, so I guess he's fortunate. He rolled a 7, so nobody could steal from him.
Right.
So now we.
And I mean, it's safe to assume his second placement was the road, so you don't really know what he stole.
Right.
But it's safe to assume that from orange he got either a wood
or a brick, which is obviously going to help him out to settle quick, which he needs to do in order to expand further on in the game.
Yes.
So now we have some deliberation going on, where he's going to put his first road.
So he's going long way around, which is interesting. So he builds on the top end of the board there,
Right.
which you need 2 roads to get another expansion. Obviously, you need
Another
2 roads in
settlement, yeah.
between
Each settlement.
each settlement.
Mhm.
So he needs to build a whole other road and settle, but he's going for the best spot possible.
Right.
So white here is going to try and race, but we'll see if they can actually get there. First trading.
Early trade.
First evidence of trading. I don't think anyone likes to trade this early because, I mean, if you're asking for a wheat, it's probably for a development card.
Or a settlement.
Yes.
And either way, you don't want to give anybody any cards early. So
Right.
make them earn it is how I always play early.
Yes.
But it also, I mean, you could back yourself into a corner and you have to trade for brick early, and that's totally justifiable as well.
See,
So
there we
White's-
go.
White's going to the middle.
Enrique
Okay.
going straight to the middle, which is
Yeah.
very smart. It's now a race between orange and white.
Into the middle of the board.
They both can settle, like coexist in the middle, but if one gets the extra road and settles, then the other one's completely blocked off.
Sure.
So if Enrique gets an extra road to the 9, 10, 11, then Orange's plans are gone.
In my humble opinion, Orange should have built to the 3, 10, 11.
I agree.
To
lock
make
it
an
down.
even trade or even race.
Because if he settles the 3, 10, 11, then all of a sudden the 9, 4, 11 is completely safe.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
White doesn't have the road production with his 3 brick to go all the way around and cut him off that way.
Correct.
So Orange in this sense is conceding that to try and
To
get
try to get the 9, 4,
11, which is the best spot left in the middle.
Yep. All right, 6 rolls. Somebody's getting some wood and some wheat here.
Yes, definitely. 6 is, it's all about blue. I mean, that's Blue's whole game plan.
Yeah,
Raul.
that's the whole
Raul's whole game plan is
Whole
6s.
shred for Raul.
If 6s
no
and
doubt.
3s win, the game is pretty much over. you know?
Yeah. He's trying to.
Get sheep, which he does produce on the 9. Yeah, he's asking for sheep here.
And he's trying to settle, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody trades him the sheep, I would be.
It would be
surprised.
shocking because
Yes.
it guarantees an early wheat port on his 6 wheat, which is
Right.
very useful.
Very powerful.
And so it's a little bit interesting. So White here chose to race on bottom against Raul.
Lost the first race.
Right. But
That
he
one's
he could have just built to the wood port, and it's interesting that he
Yeah.
did not with the 6 wood. I would have built down towards that 8 if I were him.
I
Honestly.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what good the wheat port does him. He is a 5 wheat. I mean, sure, it's fine, but
Yeah, it's not that great.
doubling
He
him
should
by
have
8
taken
is
that
better.
sheep.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Right. It's good, and since he's racing in the middle now, there's a 9.
It's a 9.
He was just
So
trying to
Raul
trade
got
for a
his-
sheep,
yeah,
and
he
he
got
just
his
got
sheep
it.
right then.
So
Next
once he
time
comes
around,
back
should
around,
settle.
he should be able to settle,
Yeah,
which is very nice for him.
yeah.
I mean, with that, all of a sudden his stone production is the best on the board.
With yeah, if he gets the 4.
Right, which is why
Yeah.
it was not a good decision for Sarvat to go on that 6-3 or on the 8-3 up there.
No.
Just very questionable.
Questionable play, no doubt. We'll see if it plays out for her. I
Mhm.
hope. I mean, her wood got blocked immediately, so her quick road expansion type
It just
play
didn't work
is
out
not
very
gonna
well.
work out.
Yeah.
Hopefully she can get a 7 or somehow. Well, she doesn't have any sheep, so I don't know how she's going to get to a development card. But
Yeah, it's definitely a tough position that she put herself in here.
Yeah.
But I mean, Catan's a crazy game. Anything can happen.
yeah, of course.
Anyone
we'll,
can
we'll see what
Pull out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have some dual duration here. First development card.
Yeah,
right?
that's like a development card.
Yes, indeed. So, contrary to popular belief, victory points are not always good to pull.
No, if this first card is a victory point,
It's really bad.
yeah.
It's
So
the worst card you can pull.
we're
That's
deliberating
your
that he was
first card.
trying to trade for a sheep for
A
a
settlement.
settlement, but in fact he was just going for a development card really. I mean, there's no 3s. There's not much brick on the board.
Wow.
Wow.
He steals from Sarvat. Why?
Ooh, I would not have done that.
Ooh, boy, that's an interesting turn. She's getting absolutely butchered in the early game.
Eek. Yeah. That's,
Maybe they're. I don't know.
that is not nice.
No, yeah. 2 blocks?
Enrique.
First 2 blocks?
Good choice. I'll confirm for you.
They're of course happy for you.
Yeah, they're happy.
Yeah,
I still don't know if I'm
Tú
happy.
compartes aquí, aquí.
Sí, yo
aquí.
sé, comparto en todo lado. He said that I'm sharing with everyone.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
What's happening here?
I'm just saying that could set up for later.
Right.
Blocking her when it's not really that explainable to block her in this situation
Yeah.
might kind of put her against
Yeah,
you. You
no,
know what I
definitely,
mean?
yeah.
It does to a lot of people at all
I
levels.
mean, this
of the
game
time.
is a clear game of friends and enemies.
Right.
If you can't, even when you try to justify it, it doesn't work sometimes. So you gotta be careful when you steal from people and why.
Yes.
Because if they're in the lead, that's not a grudge. It's not gonna.
Right,
It's not
right.
gonna form. a
If they're
grudge.
clearly ahead, they're not going to.
Sarvat already got blocked. There's no real reason to steal from her here.
Yeah, second block, early game.
Now they're 6, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Well, I mean, we said earlier that if 6 is rolled, he's gonna win.
yeah. It's looking
Well,
pretty
it's
good for a
looking-
roll.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder, does he have a brick? I don't know if a 3 ever rolled. Yeah, no,
See,
I think
now
he's
everyone's
looking
asking for brick. Everyone's
Yeah.
asking for brick. No 10s,
No
no 5s.
10s, no 5s, no 3s.
So, yeah. It's definitely rough for Jerry here because, I mean, especially for Jerry, just because, I mean, he's on 10s and 5s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
8s, 10s, 5s. His 8 got blocked early. He built his early road, which means that the first steal was a wheat, so he had the road still.
Yeah.
But this is the problem with going for the long game of
Yes.
trying to get 2 roads around.
Just banking on numbers rolling.
Right,
You
all of
can
a
get-
sudden you
yeah.
have no brick, no wood,
Right.
and you have nowhere to go. So we'll see where he goes
And you're
from
just
here.
watching the other 3 players play.
Right,
That's
right,
happened
exactly.
so many times.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what he does from here.
3 for 1.
Whoa, 3 for 1 trade.
Oh my goodness. 3 for,
For 1
trade.
brick.
For 1 brick to settle. That is a mistake from Jerry.
That
I mean, that giving him that early settlement is so. I mean, you can explain it. 3 for 1 is obviously good, but it's not. Let's see if Jerry can use those 3 to do anything this turn. It
If he
doesn't-
passes, it's not great.
It's not.
That's not
man.
great.
Not a great trade in my personal opinion.
So-
It gave
so now
Raul
we're-
the way early lead, and now he has the best stone, the best wheat, the best wood.
with a wheat port as well.
With the wheat port as well. 8 rolled finally. But wow.
That's really.
If Raul offered me his whole hand there, I would not have given him a break. I'm not even kidding. Literally 7 cards. But that's
no
a,
brick on the board at all.
that's
Yeah.
a 3 for 1 trade that
And he didn't utilize, which is a big issue.
Yeah.
If you make a big trade like that, you
Yeah.
have to ensure that you at least get a development card.
correct.
At the very least, in that turn.
You want to think, I mean, however much you're like, oh, I don't produce this much in the long term.
Mhm.
What you're trading to someone is going to short term help them. So you have to be like, I need a short term return.
Right.
So trading 3 for 1 when you get the dice and you pass it, you don't spend any of the 3 that you got. It's not that advantageous of a play.
No,
Let's see.
it
Let's
may
see
seem
how
great,
good-
but brick
Yeah.
was way too rare on the board there.
I know,
It just
yeah.
doesn't seem good.
I mean, Jerry's the only one with break really. The
Right.
5 and the 10. I mean,
Yeah, I would hold
one
on
other
to
person on the 10, but still.
it. I mean, you say like, oh, I would hold on to it and try and get a better price. Can't get better than 3 for 1, but it's all situational. You know?
yeah, completely.
So
And
here we go. Now,
6 is
Raul,
rolling.
yeah, Raul's got wood and wheat on the 6.
And
It's
he's got a
huge
wheat port.
production.
He can build a road pretty soon.
Yeah, it's huge production.
Um,
And once he doubles up on the 6, it's no one even comes close to producing the amount of wheat he does. I mean, he has great stone production for this board.
and
I mean,
with
we-
Sarvat just chopping her D-card production in half, I'm not sure who could even defend
Contest.
against this, you know?
Right.
Because the play would be to block his 6, his wheat production, because that'll cut the roads in half, that'll cut everything in half.
Right.
Another 6 rolled, and then there we go. Early, just immediate use
trades,
of
get
the,
to the road,
wheat
of the
port.
wheat port. Yeah,
And now
he's
he's got a road.
pointing into it there. I mean, it seems like not every player was even aware that he had the wheat port.
No.
Another 6.
Another 6 in a row.
We said Raul was the favorite going in just because of how strong the Mexico scene is. But seriously, now he is the favorite.
he's blasting
blasting
off in this
off
game.
early.
So I mean, if some 7s roll, I mean, people need to buy development cards to try
Yeah.
to limit this.
Yeah. But I mean, it's tough. There's not much stone.
Yeah.
Sarvitz is still blocked
Yeah.
from that early 7.
She hasn't been able
No
to build
nice
a
to be
thing
played.
yet.
This is the problem with taking the second settlement that she did.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see in her hand she has at least 3-4 wood.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
You have nothing to pair it with when your 10 is not rolling.
Right. There's the
There's
7.
a 7.
Right?
It's
Okay,
gotta
so
go. So it's gotta go on a rule here.
It has to be on a rule. I would hope on the 6 because she's also
Yeah, there we go. 6
That's a
feet.
great one.
Perfect.
Steal from him.
Clear favorite here. Gotta steal from him.
It's unfortunate.
Get
She's
to
probably
wood.
going to get
No
another wood.
surprise there. Yeah. No, that's not her.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, wood is so strong
Oh,
on
sorry,
this
that's
map.
Enrique. My
Yeah,
bad.
no worries.
Yeah. Sarvat has all the wood. My fault.
Right. But I mean, wood is so prevalent on this map that stealing that wood doesn't do anything.
No.
Like, it really doesn't help that much at all.
Right.
But blocking the wheat is super important.
Yes.
And now he has to rush to get a development card
Uh-huh.
in order to just get it off his 6.
I'm expecting a 4 for 1 wood at any moment here.
Right.
He's offering wood. That's not gonna go.
No
that's
one's
not
gonna
gonna
take
fly.
that. Sorry, Enrique, not happening.
No.
Dog.
No. Yeah. 3 wood maybe, but probably not. Still,
Wood for wheat is not going to happen, dude.
you can hear the chuckles going on. Everyone's laughing at the trade offer.
Yeah.
Fully.
Valid strat, by the way.
Yeah.
Just offering whatever.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Offering any
Throw
trade.
anything at the wall. See
Yeah.
if it sticks. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really hurt.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's no point in stalling when you know there's not going to be a trade happening. But...
Right.
All right, so
Game's slowing down a bit here.
Yes.
Enrique's trying to figure out a way to get this settlement.
to utilize the wood.
Right. I mean, he really needs to get this settlement down to increase all of his production.
But
But I mean, wheat specifically, for
And
sure.
also,
Because there's
yeah.
no 5s.
right.
And And it's just, at this point you can feel pretty safe with how few times have been that Jerry's not going to be able to build a couple more roads and steal that spot from him.
No.
So with building his first road where he did, Jerry has given Enrique complete security in getting this settlement, but he's still trying to figure out how to do it.
Is this a road building?
Place of road building goes down. Okay.
Oh.
No, it was just 2 roads because his
bricks
first road
against
went
wood.
inward. So now he has to spend a year punny.
Right. Okay.
Instead of being able to road settle, he has to spend a year the punny to get over to the wood port. Yeah, so it has to be established here that he wasn't blocked. So his other development card, I mean, it's most likely a knight, just going by odds.
Go by stats.
But if he were blocked and he didn't play a knight there, then you could guess that it could be a VP, it could be a Monopoly, it could be a late game type development card. But we don't know right now.
Alright, so the next play.
I mean, it looks like a 7. Immediately onto Raul. No surprise here.
Yes.
Still, I would say he's in the lead, even though Enrique has 2 development cards and has played one already. He hasn't used that to expand. So I would still give the advantage to Raul.
I mean, he expanded, but not his production, which is what you really need to be spending development cards to do, is to expand your production. Because you need some returns on any sort of investment you make. You invest in a settlement, you get returns. You invest in a city, you get returns. If you invest in a D card and it doesn't get you any production back, it's a little tough.
Right. And the 6, obviously a good spot, blocks not only Raul's wood production, but also Enrique's. And in that position, Sarvat could then steal from Enrique if she has a specific resource in mind.
Right.
Which she did in this situation.
But as I'm not sure if you can see exactly what her hand is. It's mostly wheat, or it's wood, sheep, and stone, which of course you can't do anything with.
Right, so here's the 4-for-1.
There's the 4-for-1 wood for a development card.
We've been waiting on that 4-for-1.
Yes.
No surprise here.
Absolutely not. So let's see what type of development card she gets here.
See if we can catch a glimpse.
Probably not.
Very careful. No
Either
idea.
way, that was the good play for her.
And there's a 2. First 2 of the game. Always exciting moment.
And here's a 7. All right, so
there's an interesting decision here for Jerry because he wasn't blocked himself.
Right.
Now he has complete freedom to put it wherever he wants.
I think the correct play is still on Raul on the 6th wheat.
I mean,
yeah,
straight to the wheat of Enrique and
steal Sarvat's last card.
I mean, so in Jerry's defense here, basically he sees development cards on the board. He sees that Raul doesn't have any yet. Enrique already has 2, played 1. Sarvat just got 1. It can be anything. So that's what he's looking for. Those are good things to have for late game,
right?
Which is why he would block them both here.
Yeah.
I still think Raul's in front though.
No, absolutely. I mean, his production is just so much better than the rest of the boards.
Mm-hmm. With the wheat port as well. He's the only one with the port.
Exactly. So I think the correct play was probably to block him in that moment. He obviously hits the 2 other players with a block, which is
always good to hit 2 people.
You always want to hit 2 people, but
if you can.
Let's see what he's trying to do this turn.
Take a brick. A wood. Sorry, the brick is needed.
Yeah, trades in for a brick. No surprise here.
Yes, indeed.
Now let's see if he can
with
do
the best
anything.
Brick production on the map. Oh, he passes again before spending.
I mean, that's surprising because he could easily get that stolen back.
Right.
I mean, it helps that he doesn't really share a spot with Raul. Like, he could block the 3. If you're Enrique in this situation, you have a knight, which he does not play.
Another 2.
So it's pretty obvious that that's not a knight. Because that's his only wheat production.
So now the other players have to start to worry.
Offering wood again, Enrique. You can see all the other players laughing. Like, come on, man. We already went over how unlikely it is that anyone will be taking wood.
Jerry literally just 4-for-1 with wood.
Yes. And, right.
Yeah, so what do you think? I mean, obviously, he spent 1 year plenty.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty clearly not a road build because he would have just used the road build if he could.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, that limits it to VP and Monopoly, really.
Yeah, VP and Monopoly are the only.
We were just talking about the first 2, and now there's 3 within 4 rolls.
Fortunately, no one's expanding that long.
Mm-hmm. And here we are on a 4 here. I haven't seen. Oh, it was cocktails. I see.
All right.
So there's a 5. Finally a 5, and it is blocked. The wheat is blocked for both Enrique and Sarvat.
Yes, but
terrible scenario.
Jerry gets some wood or some wheat. I'm sorry, some brick. I was thinking
Which is important.
Sorry,
yes.
yeah, but he just 4-for-1 for brick, so it's not.
It's really not good timing at all, which is why you can see him shrugging his shoulders there, kind of frustrated with that fact that he just traded in all of that wood for a brick and then got another.
To be fair though, he needs a road and a settle, so he's going to need that brick no matter.
Yeah, 2 brick is really good in this situation.
Right.
And it's not a result of the board. It's just rules. There's
Yeah.
plenty of brick on the board to be had.
Right.
I mean, mainly just Jerry and Sarvat with her 10. But they should...
Wow. Okay.
Here we go. This is getting
So,
exciting.
Jerry has retroactively decided to race. Look at the rolls. Realize that brick isn't coming in.
2 roads.
2 roads.
Okay, so he can't road settle, which is so risky because white here can still settle and cut
him
off his
completely,
roads.
Yeah.
Wow, he's really trying to lock down that 9-4. I mean, the 9-10-11 now, I
Yeah.
guess. Let's see if Enrique can defend.
So
I mean,
that road is not
he just spent both of the brick.
right. Both of the
I mean,
brick that he fought so hard to
So
get.
hard to get, and they're both gone. Raul gets 2 wood on that 11 there, helps him a lot.
Wow.
But, I mean, that is some questionable
Yeah.
decision making right
You
there by
gotta hold on
Jerry.
to that brick to
You need to
settle.
hold on to that brick.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
You can get
going
cut
for the
off.
extra race.
Right.
But here, I mean, he could get blocked. Like, a lot of things could happen in this scenario.
Right.
In which you get cut off
Yes.
by Enrique, and then your game is over.
Build one road. That's a solid investment. That's a worthy risk. Because if you get cut off, still just one road. You
The
have
best
the other
road.
brick. You have the best brick spots. That's fine.
Mhm.
You waited so long to get 2 brick and then build 2 roads. It's just such
It's
a
very
risky
questionable
play.
because it's not safe. He
Yeah.
can still settle there. It's
Very
just
easily
very
punished.
unsafe.
Right.
And
So we'll see if he does get punished.
see if it works out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably gonna settle. Oh, and he gets blocked there.
Here. Sorry, with a quick block on.
Both Enrique and
Enrique
Jerry.
and Jerry.
No one believes in Raul here. I'm a little surprised. I mean, I know he's slowed down. He got the early settlement. He hasn't been able to build any development cards or anything.
Since, yeah.
But Jerry also gets stolen from there, which puts him either farther away from having a settlement.
Right.
Kind of a tough scenario to put yourself in.
Yeah.
Spend all your resources to try and expand and not settle.
Immediately gets stolen from.
It's
So.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
And
And
here
8 roads
Raul
here.
has a whole grip of cards. I'm sure he's trying to spend
Mostly
it in
wood.
some
He's
way.
probably going to try to offer trade wood.
Mhm.
No one's going to take it.
Right.
Yeah. See.
I mean,
Enrique
here he is
offers
offering
wood
wood.
again. That's
Love it.
Enrique's
Love the
play.
persistence, yeah.
It's
It's
really
great.
funny. And now he's either going to forfeit one or pass. I think he'll just pass.
Yeah, he might have to just pass here, which is not good. You know, it's always a danger when you're playing Catan to have over 7 cards.
Of course.
Being anywhere near 7 cards and facing 3 rolls in front of you.
I was wrong.
There
It's
you
a
go.
4 for
There's a
1.
4 for 1.
Yeah. Do you think you take brick?
Looks like
So-
or.
Oh,
Okay.
Very nice. Okay.
Maybe he's rushing towards the city.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets an early city, there's another or for him.
4 rolls. Wow.
I mean, if he gets,
Huge investment.
that's another or right there. He's getting closer and closer to a city.
Jerry got wheat.
He's got the best wheat. Jerry did get wheat, but he passes immediately. He
Oh,
can't
no.
build the settlement. And now if
Gives
Enrique,
another
with
shot at
a
it.
card down, he
Yeah.
has a monopoly.
He can
If-
defensively
if-
monopoly here.
If he possibly gets a monopoly here. Alright, so if you're Enrique in this situation, you just rolled a 7.
Yep.
You got a card down. You may be hoping to get more resources on the board so you can monopoly. I mean,
Yes.
it could be a victory point, let's
Right.
establish.
Yeah.
But odds are it's either monopoly or a victory point.
Right.
So the 7 might not be great.
Yes.
But in this scenario, you shut down Orange. You
Yeah.
shut down Jerry here.
Right.
You take his wood. He only has 1 wood production spot, even though
Right.
it's an 8. It's the best spot on the map. If you block it, he has no development card, no
Yes.
Robert control to keep control of
is-
that wood.
Yes.
He might never be able to settle.
Right. This is the short term game we were talking about earlier. Usually when someone's ahead, it's short term and long term to block them.
Mhm.
Right now, I think Raul's ahead, but personally,
You got to block Jerry.
Enrique's got to block Jerry
Yeah.
just because he's racing. And if he cuts Jerry off, it'll hamstring his longest road attempt, his production, everything. So he has to block. You're correct. I think he should block the 8 wood here.
Yeah.
It blocks both Sarvat and Jerry. We'll see what he does though. And then steal from Jerry and try to get one of those crucial resources, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he might be 1 resource away from a settlement,
He
though.
might-
And
may
if
very
he
well be.
believes he can get it from another player, he might block them instead to try and
To
end
try
the
to
race
win the
right
race,
now.
yeah. I think the best block is of Jerry. We'll see where he goes.
Oh, okay, Raul. I like it.
So you
okay.
can justify this.
Yeah, he's still
very
in a great
clearly.
position because Raul's on his way to a city, and if he gets one of these ore here, it's a big deal. It
Right.
puts Raul back a lot.
Right.
You can tell he's rushing towards the city. He hasn't bought any development
He
cards.
just rolled an ore. Yeah. He pulled for the settlement. Maybe he was just looking for a
He
weed.
did pull for the settlement. It's pretty obvious he was looking for wheat, and since he doesn't immediately build it, you can see the frustration.
Yeah.
He went for the risk. I don't think Raul had much wheat left in his hand.
He had I think one.
Just
or two.
one, maybe
Um,
one.
But Jerry had just rolled wheat on the 4, so I would have
blocked him there.
I would have
Definitely.
blocked Jerry.
Questionable decision.
Yeah, we'll see. He's going to try to offer wood again, I'm sure, as
So,
Enrique does.
This is one of those slow games. There's lots of 7s.
Yep.
I mean, the leading player is at 3 points. Only 3 development cards bought across the board.
Of course, yeah.
Many turns in. So this happens especially in competitive play.
3 development cards bought, and 1 of them only spent with Year of Plenty. So, I mean, people aren't even playing Knights to affect the board.
Right.
Slow motion? Yeah, slow movement so far.
Yeah, slow moving game, definitely. Anyone could win.
Right.
I mean, I don't see how Sarvat could expand here.
She's cornered herself pretty
Yeah, I mean,
pretty brutally, but
if she were to win, the path is development cards.
Yes.
So it's controlling largest army,
right.
getting that lockdown, getting 1 settlement, and then citying all of it.
Yeah.
And hoping for the best.
So we'll see. Enrique doesn't want to pass without building a settlement.
He
here.
really doesn't. He's trying to trade his way into it.
I think it will have to. I don't even know if he has a 4 for 1. Ooh, let's see what this card is. He just looked at it.
I mean, he could monopoly here just for his 1 settlement.
That's what I'm saying.
When
Just
you
monopoly
have
to
the
that.
monopoly,
Yeah.
you know you're trying to get as many resources as
Obviously.
possible. It's a late game card. You want to save it for later. But in this scenario, if you were to monopoly wheat and get the settlement,
Oh, he buys a card
he
instead.
buys a card instead.
I wouldn't have done that at all. I mean, and when you're in a race, that's half a settlement. I don't know the
I
rest
don't
of his
know.
hand,
Yeah.
but I like to hold. Maybe a lot more than other players do. I like to hold.
This is a pretty crazy game.
Yeah.
A lot of strange decisions going
Yeah,
on.
I-
There's a 10. Jerry gets wheat, which helps him
Another
for sure.
wheat.
And brick, which helps
break.
a lot
Okay,
more.
So I mean, he does make back one of those bricks that he spent to build a double road. I just I'm not quite sure if he has a settlement. Let's see.
Oh! You should stop rolling.
Another 2. Let's
you can
go.
see the reaction from the players there.
Immediate. Well, okay. So let's see what Jerry gets here. Another 4. That's another wheat.
You
for
rolled a
him.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raul's getting.
Off asking for a sheep here.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the sheep for
doesn't
the
have
settlement. If someone trades them that sheep, it's obvious that they're trading away the race.
Right.
So in that sense, they don't believe that Jerry could win in general.
Yeah, you can't trade him this.
You can't
sheep
trade.
for
You can't
anything.
trade anyone the settlement
For
in a
all the
race like this.
Kingsmen. You don't give him sheep here.
You can't trade him a settlement in this situation.
He might offer a 3 for 1.
See, there it is.
There's the
There's the
pass.
pass.
Enrique has another
So
shot.
now he has another development
Extra
card as
development
well,
card to
which
spend
helps a
on.
lot.
Still
I mean-
blocking Raul.
A 12 now.
Who's on it?
Nothing.
No one. Nice. So let's see if he spends a card to try to get this sheep. I think he needs 1 sheep to settle, correct?
There's no way he just passes here. He
Wow.
does.
Would
Wow.
pass.
Gives
Doesn't
Jerry
spend
a whole
either of his
nother turn.
cards. Yeah, I would
That's,
have.
that's insane. Like,
It's likely that the other card is a.
especially with the pace. I
Right.
mean, because no one has any knights on the board. If
Yeah.
you had a knight, you might want to play it there
Absolutely.
just to set yourself up for largest army in the future
So-
and try to get the resource you need.
So let's talk about the 3 there. It's the money spot for Raul.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a brick and a stone. Sarvat gets a stone as well. It doesn't really help the 2 that are racing right now.
9. There we go.
We gotta check if it's cocked up. Just a roll. Yeah. There's the 5. That's gonna.
I mean, that helps Jerry a
helps
lot.
Jerry, yeah.
But it
also
gives the
helps
other 2
Enrique,
players
gives the
wheat as well.
wheat, yeah.
It's getting really like down to the wire
really
with this
close.
middle of the board.
So-
I can't believe how it's played out. It was so wide open.
Let's take a moment though. Those 2 are racing, and Sarvat is kind of trying to get development cards. Raul is just kind of free to do whatever.
Free to do whatever he wants, and
So-
he's still in the lead.
It's my humble
Oh,
opinion.
he trades away.
He trades a city.
He gets the city. So Raul trades there to get the city, but Jerry for sure is going to have the
It's gonna get the
this turn.
settlement.
Which
But let's just be real here. Jerry has traded Raul 2 crucial
trades for Raul.
trades to help him settle first, city the second time.
Yeah. I mean, with
So,
Raul at 4 points
we'll see
here,
if it comes
4
back to
points
bite him.
producing as well.
Right.
It's just a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Double the points of every other player on the board.
From this position, Raul can start to produce development cards.
Mhm.
Obviously Enrique's in the lead with those with 2 up or 2 down and 1 up,
Mhm.
but it's just not
He can start to produce development cards.
Yeah,
He's got the
it's-
city on the 6 wheat now
right.
for the wheat port. I would put Raul ahead again.
Yeah.
For sure.
So he builds another road.
So he doesn't.
Oh no. Okay.
This
All right. So this is a very.
Sorry guys, this is tough.
It's a tough scenario.
It's another
for
road
Jerry.
and pass. He
Another
doesn't have
road
the
pass.
settlement.
He's trying to establish longest road with this huge gap in his defense here.
Oh my god. So if Enrique settles here,
It cuts Jerry's road to
Jerry's
nothing.
over.
It's only 3
It's
roads and
done.
he has no
I
settlements.
cannot believe he builds another road.
Yes,
he doesn't
I
settle.
know. He trades
It's
Raul the
just
city
crazy.
without any short-term gain for him again.
Again,
So we'll
very
see.
questionable trade.
Enrique points to the spot where he wants to settle.
Man, I can't believe this. If this keeps going like even more and more turns with
Right.
no one settling, I don't know how this game's gonna end.
It's just gonna be Raul blasting off.
Right,
Looks like,
because
no
Jerry
one
has
else
to
is-
settle and no one
Right.
else is doing anything.
Enrique's not spending any of his cards.
And they're
Wow.
fighting each other, and Raul,
Right. It's just,
although he's blocked, although his 6 feet is still blocked,
but
he's just being left to do his own thing,
right,
which is not what you want to do when someone's ahead.
right. We'll see though.
Can't believe that,
Enrique
bro.
rolls a 5 and he does not want to pass, and that's totally correct.
It's totally fair. I mean,
Um,
if he has a monopoly now, he has to play it.
I think he should.
He
play
has to
this
get the
turn.
settlement.
Right.
Like, if he gets this settlement, yeah, Jerry will still have the other settlement on the 9-11-4,
Yes.
but the longest road is gone.
Right.
I mean, it's just really bad if he doesn't settle here.
So yeah, it is. But I
He
mean,
has to.
he obviously doesn't have the raw resources of the other.
Otherwise, he would just play it. There's a lot of conversation here.
Yeah.
Let's try and listen in on this
Yeah, what is
conversation.
it?
This is a
Talk about.
crucial point in the game.
Let me see. Wait.
He's gonna lose 3 roads by you breaking it.
But I have to see.
Instead, he's gonna have to waste his resources to continue building.
I mean, I'm gonna build roads eventually. I
I
need to build
know.
them. It's like, I'm not
Yes,
just gonna
the
stop
thing
them.
is,
No te compiten aquí
he's
sí.
like the only one that can stop Blue from expanding there.
Yeah,
If I block him,
I can stop blue.
Have this, have this.
You're gonna have to
you're not going this way.
Si no tengo otra opción,
Sí, es verdad, pero. What is it?
no creo que gane ninguna de estas. Tendría que llegar hasta acá.
I will get the longest road.
No tengo
I mean,
I'm gonna get it. Like,
If I
trust me.
take it, you only have to make four more roads.
Yeah, trust me, I'm gonna get it. Like,
Yeah, I know.
honestly. If you want the spot, you can take it, but I'm gonna get the
Only
road.
4.
You're not really blocking my road.
But it's again, he can put a settlement there, and it's just gonna add to his points,
I don't
right?
Yeah,
want
I
3 and 11. I want this one, obviously.
He wants
or
this one,
Or this
obviously.
one.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that anyways.
Do you have a sheep?
No.
I don't think I need.
Sheep.
I'm not trading.
Esto.
Maybe I won't block you. I get a sheep.
I'll take my chances.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, what? Oh gosh.
What?
Development card? Or what are we doing here?
no.
Are you gonna build a settlement?
Yes.
Are you gonna block me?
How many cards do you have?
6, I think. 7, actually.
Will you trade me the sheep and I won't block you?
Oh, come on.
If you really want that
Six?
spot, you can take it. I don't
I
think.
don't want it.
I don't think it's a good spot for you over this.
Yeah, I
one.
don't want
so,
it.
I mean, I'd rather you
But
build there.
if you have a sheep, I can give you 2 woods.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really care if you block me because I don't. I'd rather you take that
I
spot.
don't want it for a sheep.
No.
Well, if you're not gonna block me anyways, you're gonna.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Like he's trying
This
to.
doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Basically, he's made up his mind.
I don't-
He wants to go down
I don't
low,
want
and now
wood.
he's just trying to
Yeah.
destroy you.
I don't want wood. If you had rock, I might.
Because he's
The thing
trading
is,
in
I don't want to throw
he's
4
trading
on the
in
same,
4
so
wood
if
in
you
order
want-
to get his sheep. Because when he put his cards down, he placed down 4 cards. So you know
For a sheep?
if he's offering you
have
2
that.
wood,
I don't.
it's the 4 wood that
For
he
a
was going
sheep.
to trade in.
He
and
has
he's just
6.
going to hold on to 2 more, right?
16 probably. Still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I don't.
I'm not going to make it there, but
Come on.
I mean, if we could like make a deal before, but I don't know if that's legal.
He's
It's
trying to
probably legal,
hold-
but I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I don't really want wood that much, honestly. It's not a bad trade though. You have it. You have it anyways.
Okay, jumping back in here.
All right, so lots
So
of
Enrique-
unpack there.
There was a whole lot of discussion, and Enrique trying to get a trade out of Jerry and trying to guarantee that he won't block him out, but he doesn't
He doesn't
anyways.
block him anyway.
It's just
Um,
insane.
Raul
Man.
is
Just
upset.
dancing.
So Raul wanted him to cut him off there because that prolongs the game. Preventing Jerry from getting roads early prevents a lot of stuff.
Prevents those 2 points.
Yeah, it was just, he had the settlement the whole time. He was trying to trade for it to save himself 2 wood. Almost a waste of time. Everybody has a lot of wood. Doesn't really matter. But the fact of the matter is, Jerry kept saying things like, I will get longest road.
Right.
Not guaranteed at all, you know?
I mean,
especially if you cut him off.
You have to say that Jerry kind of convinced him to settle on the wood
That's
port.
true, he did. He's
He
like, you
reiterated
can have
over
it,
and
right.
over
You can
that he
have
doesn't
it,
want the
I
3
want
10
it.
11.
Right.
He doesn't want the 3 10 11. Like, the 8 is better for you than taking the 3 10 11, which is blatantly false in White's position.
Yeah, it's a complete falsehood.
Because there is no chance that Jerry is going to build 2 roads all the way down to the 8 to the wood port. It's just like not going to happen. He's already committed to the middle of the board.
Yeah.
So that spot
That's the
is
only
safe.
race. So if you have a settlement, you settle to win the race.
you take
and
the
then
race.
You can get to the safe spot later.
I can't believe this decision
I mean,
here. He settles in the corner.
We were just talking about how important it was that he did not pass before settling, and then he wasted the settlement.
I can't even believe it.
It's-
I can't believe he did that. I mean, that really opens up the game for Jerry, honestly. Like, Jerry still has no stone, so he has no late game positions, no ports to work with. So it's still not great, but all of a sudden, if he settles 9 4 10, 3 10 11, and the roads are connected, all of a sudden it's a very different story. All of a sudden he could jump like 3 spots in the rankings pretty much immediately. And I can't believe he didn't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. Especially because he built that first road to race originally.
Right.
And he used the year plenty to get to the bottom one.
Right.
Didn't settle that turn. Didn't settle for at least 10 turns after there. Then goes to the second spot he chose.
Near back.
Okay, so here's where
Raul
Raul
gets
gets black in the sheep.
Yeah.
Good decision.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like Jerry and Enrique are his biggest threats.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sarvat
Sarvat
has
is.
been completely unable to expand.
Right.
She still only has 1 development card.
No roads,
So-
no settlements, nothing.
It's hard to argue any other way besides
blocking
orange
one
one.
too.
Yes. There's a 7.
Another 7.
So now
Gotta
Jerry
block.
has got to block Raul. He's got to.
I mean, especially after Enrique gave him the free spot.
yeah, especially after Enrique. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, good
Blocks
block.
the 6 feet.
On the
Very,
city.
very on point with his Robert play this
Yes.
game. Very, very questionable road building, but like
Yes.
in general, Robert play has been
I will say
excellent.
though, he somehow talked his way out of
He
it.
did talk-
so far.
He talked his way
we'll
out
see
of
if
this
he can
dilemma.
still settle on it.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be
Yeah.
able to at this point. Like,
Because if once he settles the 10-3-11, which he's going to, he should, despite what he's talking about,
Mhm.
he has all the time in the world to build a 9-4-11.
he really
you know?
does. Mhm.
I mean, sure, the
And the
9-10-11 is
9-10-2.
the best spot, but if he settles there, it blocks himself.
Right.
So there's just no reason he should settle the 3-10-11 this turn.
3-10-11 guaranteed.
He has the best expansion in the game. He doesn't even need to build roads. He just needs to settle on the 9-4-11. Could have the whole time to do that, the whole game.
But Katana is one of those weird games where
Yeah.
Jerry has been preaching this thing, doesn't want the 3-10-11,
Right.
reiterate it over and over. He doesn't want the 3-10-11, doesn't want the 3-10-11.
Exactly.
So if he wants to like keep that going, then he'll just settle a 9-4-11.
I know.
Which is crazy. He should definitely settle at 3-10-11.
Yes.
Lock down his longest road. I mean, he's only one road away from longest road.
connecting, yeah.
Like, there's no way he doesn't. But I mean, again, it's what he's been saying the whole time.
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't even care. He thinks he's got the road in the bag regardless.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd be shocked.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see here.
He's not
This is
passing.
taking a longer
He's
turn.
trying
He's
to- yeah.
deliberating. It makes sense. It's an important
Here,
turn.
let's try to listen to what they're talking about.
Okay.
Sure. Pretty positive. I thought about it. I did. No, thank you.
For a break.
2 weeks, not bad.
No 9s.
That's what
Why?
I'm saying. I don't know.
I need my shit. You need
Wow.
those stones.
One more road. He's
Jerry, there's
connecting
another
it
road.
without settling. He's been doing this the whole game. He hasn't been saving his wood brick, even though they haven't been rolling very heavily, at least a brick. So let's see where he puts it.
Cannot believe he's building another road here.
He didn't even
He doesn't
connect. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so he doesn't connect. Doesn't want the target on him. Sticking at 2 points here, pretty late in the game.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It honestly is. Like, I mean, so in this
Seven.
this road isn't too bad in that, like, now he can settle 9-10-2, 9-4-11, and it's not a big deal
Right.
that the 3-10-11 is gone, but, like, still.
He won it.
He won the race multiple times now,
Yeah.
and he won't commit to settling.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting, and I think Raul is going to benefit the most from all of this.
Absolutely. There's too much going
And watch this right here.
Well,
Enrique
see.
doesn't block him again.
Enrique
He
leaves
goes
Raul
straight against Jerry,
open.
trying to win the race still.
You can quote me on this. Sixes are coming right now. That is going to happen. And
Once sixes start to roll,
Yeah.
it's not going to be good for the rest of the table.
now, and we should say also that his 8 was blocked that whole time, didn't play any cards.
Mhm.
And
And a pass.
a pass. So, I mean, those two could be anything. There's
Here's
the
a
10.
10. It's good for Jerry.
Good for Cherry.
Brick wheat.
Brick wheat.
I just like, this game is way off the
Sorry.
rails of what you would expect people to do.
Yep.
And I mean, I said there are many options to win Catan, but
Yes.
these are pretty crazy options.
Yeah. The-
Kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
like-
the thing I see going forward is Raul citying more,
Development
Jerry
bonus
trying
coming.
to expand,
Mhm.
and
No knights
maybe
played.
reaching 8 with his, longest road, 5 settlements, 1 VP, maybe, maybe
Maybe
getting
he
to
can
8.
city eventually, but
Yeah, it's
seems
going to be
very
tough,
difficult.
yeah.
There's
Hopefully
not
he
much
can,
ore on the map.
if he was going to spend that road, he should have built to a port, like 3 for 1 on the bottom, or going up for the 3 for 1 on the top at the 8. Because at this point,
you see the sheep port at the top on the 10.
at the sheep as well.
I mean,
He can
anything
put.
can help.
I
but,
mean,
like,
the 8 on the 8 wood 3-1 port. I would 100% gamble on racing Sarvat at this point. She has had terrible no luck production, no roads, no nothing.
Mhm.
So I would go up. I mean, instead of to the left. I mean, he's got to worry about long term about citying, about getting to a port of some kind
Mhm.
if he ever wants a city.
she's got to grab
Sarvat-
the cards again, and does she pass?
Yeah,
again?
she's just trying to trade brick. Nobody wants it.
No, I mean, she's blocked, so she probably doesn't have a knight to play,
No.
which means there are no knights in play still.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
3
this
cards
late in the
down.
game-
The 3 cards down have been down for a while.
A long time, and
So-
it's shocking that Enrique hasn't played one yet.
Yeah.
He has 2 down below. I mean, he's still in a great position to having 3 points here and having 2 cards down.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you gotta feel good being raw.
Raul, yeah. There's the pass. Tough for Sarvat.
That is really tough for starters.
Still at 2 points. It's just a long game for everyone.
There's an
to get
8.
2
It's
points.
blocked.
It's going to be big for Enrique, I think.
I mean, he gets a couple sheep. Definitely helps.
Jerry gets a couple.
Jerry gets sheep as well.
Or gets one sheep, sorry. Doesn't do anything for Raul.
Nope.
I
But
think
I
I'll
mean,
probably pass it.
yeah, it's not. I mean, 4. That's what you're looking for if you're Raul. Get some ore going.
Oh, man.
I mean, but there's wheat as well for Jerry.
Yep.
So I mean, if he must have a settlement. I keep saying it over and over.
Jerry?
He
No,
must.
he keeps building roads.
There's a trade. Okay, he trades wood for wheat, which is usually not a thing. There's
No.
a settlement. There's
Oh,
a settlement. Where does he
finally
place
sells.
it?
It's got to be the 10-3-11. 9.
I don't even know what to say.
9-2-10.
I don't even know what to say. The 9-4-11 is a better spot than the 9-10-2.
And the 3-10-11 is better than the 9-2-10, dude. It's not.
Jerry is
He's
just
no
holding
shortage
on.
of sheep.
He's just holding on to his narrative. He doesn't want the 3-10-11 at all.
And now Enrique can just cut him off, and he has no roads built. He has to connect, but it's still not even the correct direction now.
I
So
can't
he keeps
believe
saying he
that.
has longest in the bag. I mean, he needs to build roads to get to 5 now instead of the 8 that he was going to connect.
This is
man,
crazy.
I'm like,
We've seen Jerry play in other tournaments.
It's
He kind
true.
of does things like this.
a little unconventional.
and it has worked for him in the past.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, he made it here.
Yes,
He's
he
at
did.
the final table.
Right.
He's beat me before in tournament.
It's just hard to justify the 9-4-11 is. I mean, even if you really don't want the 3-10-11,
The 9-4-11 is
it's just a better spot.
placement.
It's
yeah.
a better spot.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Pips, resources, everything.
right.
So let's see where Enrique is blocking here.
He's
This is
talking
actually
about the
really
6. Yes,
It's
he
a
does
good
block
block.
the 6.
Okay,
I think it's a
good
good block
block,
because
yeah.
Raul has been left alone, left to his own devices.
After that settlement with Jerry, I'm like, I don't gotta worry about this guy. I'm gonna block Raul. In my head, if I were playing, I would say something of the sort.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. Like, these
Yeah.
are a lot, especially at this level of play, these are some very interesting decisions.
Yes.
I can't grasp.
Raul's trying to save up for a city here. Let's see what they're trying
Raul's
to trade.
definitely been hoarding some resources trying to get another city.
Mhm.
And if he does, it's really dangerous for the rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily have the right production for a settlement, but I mean, if a 3 hits randomly or if someone trades him a brick,
Right.
then all of a sudden he's right there.
Mhm.
He can settle, and he's in good shape. I mean, he's already got his next settlement planned out.
Yes.
It's always
Yes, he
good
does.
when you have your next settlement ready to go and you're building up to cities besides that,
Right.
because there's no danger for him.
Yeah.
There's no one racing him for that second 6 week.
I will say the danger for him, though, even though people don't really have too many development cards, he needs to start defensively building up those so he can
Yes,
move
yes.
it when they block his 6 like this.
Right.
You know,
he should
needs
build
to-
some development cards
Yes.
if he's capable of it.
In
But
my
I mean,
opinion,
it seems
I
like
would
he
do
wants
that.
cities.
I would do that before he cities, but that's
Right.
just me. So
Mhm.
he traded Jerry the settlement. He traded wheat for the wood,
Yeah, he traded him.
or
a wood.
he didn't give him the wood for the wheat. So
Which
I
is
mean that's
fair.
either towards the city or towards the card. We'll see what he can do on his
Jerry's wood was blocked. He trades the wheat
Yeah.
for it. I mean, it's not ideal with how much wood is on the map, but he did need
Especially
to
for
settle.
Jerry. Yeah.
So it's Enrique's
So
turn.
now Enrique's turn. 9-2-10 settled on, and we just see another card bought.
Another card from Enrique.
He hasn't played any of the 2 that he has. He has a Euro plenty up, obviously. That's not going to get any returns besides the initial returns that the Euro plenty gets you.
So he passes again. I cannot
He
believe
passes
he
without
doesn't
playing
settle.
anything. Yeah.
It's a really crazy scenario we're in,
Yeah.
where the middle of the board is still open. We're
Wide
almost an
open.
hour into this game here, and the middle of the board was hotly contested from early on, and they still haven't
And they
settled.
still
in
have
there.
not settled. I
It's
mean, you can tell though by the point spread. I mean, what 4-3-3-2 right now?
Right,
There's
right.
nothing really. There's no like blast off going on except for maybe the 3 cards that Enrique has.
Right.
What we ever maybe undervaluing the fact that those are probably either 2 VPs and a Monopoly
Mhm.
or 2 Monopolies and a VP. If he gets 2 Monopolies and a VP, that's like one of the best pulls you can have in Catan. So
you have to assume they're late game development cards at
yes,
this point.
they have to be. They
And if
cannot
you
be
look at it
fans.
that way, being 1 point down to Raul, Enrique is actually in a pretty good position.
All right, here we go. Sarvat
So-
trades Raul,
Mhm.
which is
I mean, it makes sense just because he's been so quiet. Like, yes, he's still in the lead with points on the board, but he has no development cards.
right.
He's been keeping to the sidelines,
Yeah.
which is where you want to be in a lot of games of Catan. You don't want all the
Right.
attention centered
Exactly.
on you. You'll get stolen from, you'll do whatever.
Here we go. Sarvat finally cities. All right, first
All right.
thing for her.
There we go.
Literally, except for that early development card that has not done anything for her. Raul rolls again. What do we get?
Getting frustrated with rolls. It was a 6, it's blocked again, but he
Okay,
does
he
get the second
cities.
city.
Oh, no.
Okay, here we
Okay.
go.
So
This
here,
is where
here we
the
go.
game might
This is where it
start
might
to
snowball. Right. So Jerry has not secured longest. He only has 4. He hasn't connected anything. If Raul can honestly keep expanding and get a quick 5, you always got to look out for that. People don't think about that, but when you're in a scenario like this, so now Raul is at 5 points.
Mhm.
I mean, you can swing 2 so quick with.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pull a VP and you get some roads going, I'm not exactly sure. He doesn't have any cards really yet.
Mhm.
I
I don't know.
Let's see.
Even without this settlement, though, I'm starting to favor Enrique.
Yeah.
He has the best port in the game with
Sure.
this wood port. There's so much wood. Everyone wants to trade it all
Yeah.
the time.
Still the wrong settlement though. He should have went. He should have went 3 to 11.
Yes, I agree. But, I mean, he has the double 8 production on the sheep. He still has a good stone with the 4, or good relative to this board. And he has the second best wheat spot with this 5.
I think there are
So,
2 people in this race right now. That's
Right.
Raul and Enrique.
Mhm.
I
mean,
Jerry is
in
trying
Jerry's
to make some
case,
trades right
he
now.
has a lot of roads, but even if he gets all 5 of his settlements down, which he has the positions for right now,
Yes.
it's just a long road. You're gonna have
It's
to
not.
start 4 for 1ing for ore.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's gonna trade it to you because it's so limited on the board.
Right.
He has no ports. He has no roads towards ports.
Yeah.
It's just looking really tough for him late game. But
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets all of these settlements down, his production will be far superior to everyone on the map.
I don't know. With that second city, Raul's pretty close.
That's true.
Well, I mean, like I said in the beginning, though, his
Wow,
number
Raul and
diversification is not.
Yeah, Raul and Jerry trading again. They've been trading almost all game.
I think it's just a good trade for Raul.
Yes,
At some
especially-
point, I mean, he traded and passed again. It's not.
especially because Jerry has not spent his resources
Right.
after trading for them. So.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, obviously there's some long-term gain. You're trying to hold on to stuff to try to city, maybe to try to settle, but it's not. When you trade someone that's going to immediately give them an advantage, you got to get something in return that you can play that turn. You got to get the cards out of your hand. That's so
So here, a
important.
couple 5s.
Right.
Sarvat is getting, a bunch of wheat now with
Yeah,
this city,
now the
which
city
is
on
really
fire, that's
good.
quite good.
And it's just
Jared's
like
getting some break.
that's her path to get back into this game.
Yes,
is getting
100%.
a ton of wheat, ton of nines, getting that extra city on the 8 wood, which
It's
doesn't
just
help
tough.
that much.
She
It's
still
just
she
tough.
still needs to get development cards somehow, and she needs to. I think she needs to trade for sheep whenever possible. If I was another player, I would not trade her any sheep at
Right.
all.
It's tough being at 3 points with no built roads at this point.
Exactly,
In the game. An hour
yeah.
into a game,
Yeah,
you've got a player with 5 points on the board. He's got a wheat port with a
Yeah.
double wheat on the 6.
a different player with 3 cards down. He hasn't
Mhm.
played any of them. Like you're pretty clearly falling behind here. Or you had fallen behind, but
Right, and this turn for Enrique, even though you're not blocked, you have to play a knight. If you have multiple knights under right now,
yes.
you have to play one.
I mean,
you have to
I
start
think
getting
it's
the
pretty
pace
well
going.
established he doesn't have multiple knights under.
Right,
He
he
might
might have
just
one because he
pulled
just
one,
he just
but-
bought one, so he might have one.
Here's another card.
Another developed card.
Yeah.
No, it's a road.
Wait.
Oh, he settles.
I didn't see him. Sorry.
He got the settle.
what
Got
on
the
the
settle.
on the cutoff settle?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So now Enrique is in a pretty strong position.
Yeah,
4
Jerry's-
points on the board with that
Jerry's
settlement.
all but out of the game.
Right.
It's really unfortunate,
Yes.
but the 4 rolls really good for Raul. Really good for Enrique. Sorry, I'm still trying to trade break, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of tough in this scenario for Sarvat.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Enrique might actually have jumped off to a little bit of a lead here.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I
Three
mean,
cards down
3 cards
still,
down,
and
4
now he
points on
got
the
that
board.
settlement. As soon as he got that settlement, he jumped in the lead.
Jerry left this opening for Enrique to take
Yes,
the lead.
100%.
He never should have let that settlement happen.
Right.
His road's cut in half. He's down to 3 roads total.
Uh-huh.
It's really rough here.
Yeah.
I just don't see how Jerry can pull it out from here. But I mean,
Another 4 rolls, Raul's devastated. He does get an ore on that roll, so it's not all that devastating.
Right.
But
I mean, it's like it's generally a good thing to look frustrated with any roll, even if it's the exact roll. that
you roll
want.
3 stone,
Still kind of go.
you look frustrated. Yeah.
Oh.
You throw up the arms. That's the play.
It's
but-
definitely part of the game there.
So with that stone, Raul, he's just not trying to city, but I would hope that he would.
Okay, so Jerry had
So
the
Jerry-
settlement in hand.
Jerry settles.
Gets his 4th settlement down, but from here it's tough. From here he needs to build 2 full roads to settle anywhere.
1 road gets him longest, but it's just a 5 road longest. It's not that. I mean,
It's just not good. He needs to build 2 roads towards the coast. If I were him, I would be going to the
he's
sheep
only
port, of
one.
course.
He's only 1 road ahead of Enrique to get longest, and
Right.
Enrique needs 2 for 5. He's only 1 road. Even with all of his road building, it's just it's not. He's not really ahead.
11. Great roll for Raul here. Gets 3 wood.
Oh man. So 3 wood for Raul on the 11, and
But I mean, 2 sheep for Enrique
Enrique.
as well. It's very useful.
I actually
I mean,
think Enrique's going to win this game.
Starting to get that
I
way.
know. I've been
If Jerry had just settled there earlier, it would be a completely different game. But
yeah,
Enrique,
he left it open for him.
Enrique has gotten every settlement that he could want, starting
Right.
6, 5, 11,
Yes,
8, 4, 3.
100%.
That's exactly the expansions you want to get.
Yep.
And he's just looking great. And he gets a
Wow.
trade here.
The two leaders trade. If I was Raul, I would not have done that.
No, especially with 3 development cards
Is he
down.
going to city off of this right now? He is. Oh my goodness.
There
Bad
it
trade.
is. Bad trade there.
Enrique. I mean,
3
obviously,
cards
it's
down.
Catan, anything could happen, but that's pretty declarative lead for Enrique.
Yeah,
And now he gets double wheat on the 5.
it's going to start to spiral out of control here. I mean, Raul has no control over the robber, unfortunately, and his 6 have been blocked for at least 10 turns.
Yeah, no wheat.
And because he has never bought any development cards to this point,
Yeah.
Enrique,
He has no control on the board.
Enrique should have complete control of the robber, should go exactly where he wants, whenever he wants.
But it's, yeah.
I mean, but at this point, you almost have to assume that Enrique has pulled 2 victory points
I
on there.
believe. So he's at
Mhm.
7, and if he can swing again just 2 roads with a monopoly, that's easy.
Yeah, that's
So-
it. So that'll put him at 9. and then-
Right, and then he'll be at 9, and then he just needs to settle once more. 2 roads settle, and he wins. You know.
Yeah.
If he goes down, that's just man. It's just I don't know if the other players really realize the peril they're in right now,
Right.
because it still looks like it's 5-5-4, 5-5-4-3. You know, not too big of a
But
spread.
3 cards down.
But 3
is-
cards down, it's just not.
Wow. And Raul gets another trade from Sarvat.
So
probably going to settle here.
Raul's
I
going to
assume.
settle on the 6 here. If he can buy a card as well this turn, it's going to be really good for him.
Mhm.
But Sarvat's trying to desperately settle. Is at this point you got to be concerned though, because if you're that far behind and you're trading the people, you're really just digging your grave faster.
Right.
You know, you really have to be concerned about how fast people are advancing and how slow you are. So to prolong is to not help other people.
Right. In Sarvat's position, you're behind. The whole goal is to make the game last as long as possible.
Exactly, yeah.
So as the longer the game goes, the more likely it is that the players that are behind can come back and win.
Yeah.
So in Sarvat's position, she just needs to block the right players in the right scenarios, keep her trades very beneficial to herself, like on her turn. When she gets the trade, she builds something immediately. This trade here with Raul was a little bit questionable.
Yeah, she didn't build anything, so it's not... there's a 6.
It's blocked again.
Yeah.
If Raul had this 6 free, this game would be going very different.
He should have invested in a
development card.
Even over the city on the 6-3-11. One development card would have been worth more than that to him.
Yeah, the 6-3-11 is not helping him very much. It's just a bunch more wood.
Right.
You don't even really need wood.
Yeah. I mean, just need to settle once more and then try to city up on these things.
Right.
It's not,
He really needs to produce some development cards.
100%. He's a little late, obviously, already, but let's see what the trade is. I think Sarvat's trying to trade Raul here.
There you go, wood for wheat.
Well,
Raul's happy to take that
Here's
trade.
the settle and hopefully a D card as well.
City.
Oh,
Third
never mind.
city.
That's a misplay.
In that scenario, you have to get a development card. You have to get the robber off of your 6.
Keep your stuff in order to get a sheep, trade for a sheep, whatever it is. A third city there does nothing for you.
Threes are big for people. Enrique gets 2 brick here.
Wow.
Raul gets 2 brick here as well, and 2 ore, which is huge.
Yeah, Raul definitely. I mean, but he already had that city, so the last turn city was still not a play I would have made.
No,
personally.
absolutely not. But this 3 is going to help him a lot going forward.
Yeah, 2 brick, 2 ore. It's really good. It's quite good. Hopefully, he can finally settle on that last spot, and hopefully, he can get that robber off him eventually to try to advance. Because I mean, literally. With his expansions right now, he cannot win with no cards, you know? He needs to either build a bunch of roads and start getting longer or farther away settlements, or really buckle down, which we've been saying for a long time.
Development
buy
cards.
some cards. Yeah, he needs to buy some cards.
I mean, at this point, if you buy 3 cards and there's straight knights, it's good.
That's a good.
There's no
that's what
knights
you want
play.
actually. Yeah,
And it's almost a guaranteed free. Like,
I mean,
2 points.
how deep are we in the game? There's no knights played.
I can't even believe that.
It's
over an hour into the game, not a single knight played.
I
mean, Enrique, I know it's good on that 6, but like,
I know it's good that he hasn't played any cards, but still.
he's
All right, here we go. Jerry bought a card a little late.
I mean, it's good. There's not much else he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to build a ton of. Raul. I feel real bad for Raul here.
See, now Raul is complaining, as he should be, because it's been blocked the whole game.
It has been.
But to be fair, I mean, it's his fault he's investing in cities instead of development cards.
It is pretty much down to his.
He's literally,
his
he could have 2 for 1 the wheat, or actually no, he had to trade for the wheat, so maybe he didn't even have any sheep. He doesn't have any sheep producing except for the 9, hasn't been rolling.
But I mean,
Look at Enrique's cards this turn. He's
just ready.
I gotta
He's just
see
blasting off, and it all boils down to the 3-10-11. It really does.
Yes.
Like, so he settles that turn 3-10-11. Next turn he gets the city, and all of a sudden the gap is huge between him and the next player.
Absolutely.
And if he didn't have that 3-10-11, he would have had to either buy more cards, or go straight to the city,
or go
6-5-11.
even build along the coast to the 5. Just like it would have forced him into a more difficult scenario. And then Jerry left it open for him by settling on the 9-2-10. No doubt about it.
And Jerry has reiterated this whole time that I'm gonna get longest. I'm gonna get longest. And he has yet to do it. Which is
he's not even
good this late in the game.
Sure, he's 1 road away, but it's still just a 5 road. It's not.
I mean, Enrique literally he has 5 points. He's got 3 cards down. The game could end right now. He could build 2 roads, and the game would be over. He has 3 victory points.
That's actually very true. So
I mean, it's like too close.
Yeah.
And he's talking about trading and like I don't know. No one should ever consider this.
Yeah, 3 roads. There you go.
He builds 3 roads, takes longest road.
Does he win this turn? And a card, he's pulling for it.
He's pulling for the win right now. This could be it right here.
Yeah, this could very much be the win. It's a pretty.
As soon as we see this isn't a VP, which odds are highly against it, then he's going to play a knight right here.
Does he have 3 VPs? Does he win this turn?
No, he doesn't.
No, he nodded. I thought he was.
I really thought he did.
I think the other players reacted similarly.
Yeah.
But wow.
7.
6 wood is
Ya me caigo.
waiting for you.
Here we are on Sarvat's turn. She rolls
Yeah.
a 7. The game almost ended. She has to block Enrique. She blocks
Absolutely.
his wood, which is probably not the place you want to block. Even
No.
with the wood port, it's really not that valuable at this point.
No.
I mean,
It's just tough. She's also on the 5 wheat though. There are times though when it's good to
yes,
self-block.
Raul gets hit by this 7 here.
Raul does, yeah.
It's almost out of the reach for every other player besides Enrique in this situation. He's
Yeah.
got 4 development cards down, no knights played. Raul is at 6. I mean, he would have to settle city and pull 2 VPs or 3 knights.
I mean, we have to mention that Enrique didn't play any cards that turn,
Mm-hmm.
which is almost objectively wrong.
Right.
Because if you have a monopoly that turn, I think you play it for 3 resources even. Like just say break or say something to try to settle to where you roaded or where you built the road to. So
He's had these 2 development cards for most of
Yeah.
the game for probably over 45 minutes
And
now, and he has not played it.
the 2 at least can be VPs. Probably our VPs should be VPs.
But we know it's not 3 because
Yes.
otherwise the game would have
Otherwise he
ended
would've
right
won,
there.
yeah. Because he has the 5, he has the longest.
Mhm.
Jerry is trying. I think he might be panicking a little bit now, realizing, oh, geez, I gotta build some
really need
roads
to get
here.
longest road
to
here.
try to
Yeah.
and
If you're the other players at the table, if you're Sarvat and Raul, you trade Jerry any wood,
Oh, yeah,
brick,
absolutely.
any road building resources you
you
have.
should, yeah.
You cannot hold on to it. You have to give it to him. Hope he can get longest, so that the game doesn't end this turn.
Raul takes the 6 wheat and quick passes. No,
I mean, it's a great settle for sure for Raul. It puts
Yeah.
him at 7 points.
right.
Puts him within range. I mean,
The 3 rolls, really good for.
excellent for Raul.
Yeah, not so good for Jerry.
I mean, no.
Good for Enrique, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, but Raul gets 2 brick, and he gets to trade him
Right.
Jerry some roads if he needs to.
I hope so.
Jerry needs to build
2
roads,
roads. Yeah,
that's
just
all.
connect one and then go.
Sarvat arguing for Raul being in the lead right now, but
But
Enrique's
he's
got
so far behind. It's not even
4 cards
funny.
down. He's got 2, 3,
Yeah.
7 points.
Yeah. With 4 cards down.
7 points, 4 cards down. He's so far ahead, it's absolutely
The
ridiculous.
farthest that Raul could even get eventually right now is 8 points.
Mhm.
So it's not. He needs 2
He
wood.
needs 2 wood to get it.
Okay, there
There
the
you
trade.
go.
Yeah.
There's the trade.
Okay, that's a good
Raul makes the
trade.
right decision here.
Yeah.
Trades him so
2
that he
roads.
can steal longest road here.
Right.
I mean, it all.
still doesn't really matter. He just
mean,
takes
it's
the road
just
by
like-
1.
I
mean,
like.
He could have just pulled a road building that turn, and
Yeah,
then we're back in the
and
same boat.
we're in
You
the
know,
same
it's
scenario.
not. It's not that. It is the respite they needed, though. It's not a huge swing against Enrique, but it's the respite they needed, no doubt.
Right, and Enrique here, if he has a card like a road build or he has a monopoly,
Yeah.
all he really needs to do is 2 roads, 1 settlement. It's not hard to get.
Yeah.
He could end the game right here. I
Right.
mean, if he doesn't have 2 victory points down,
Mhm.
then I don't know what's going on.
Then he
So,
should have played something.
Yeah,
So Jerry builds 1 road there.
he's got to
He's
choose
trying
which way to
count.
go.
I mean, he just builds down. Yep.
You're good with your 6.
I need 2 rods.
Let's see where he puts it.
Getting 6 roads here is good. It puts Enrique in a scenario to have to build 2 more roads.
Right.
But again, there's no road building on the board. Like
Right.
there's still 2 in the
He's got
deck.
4 down. So.
And it's like it's almost
Better
like you
get
have to
plenty.
assume that he has either a Yard Plenty or a road build right here.
Okay, Enrique. So Jerry makes the trade with Sarvat there. I think maybe to get another road.
He does. I believe
Yes.
he gets
Okay.
the 3rd
So he
road.
puts
There
a
we
third
go.
road. That's
There we
that's
go.
a good securing.
Still doesn't play the knight to get it off himself. I mean, if what I just like
At this point.
it better be a road build that he's going to play right now.
Yeah,
because
after he rolls, yeah.
I'm very much questioning which cards he even has to
Okay,
play.
so now he checks. Does he play a knight now?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
He's
counts
counting.
the road.
He's counting the road. He's at 7.
Okay, there's the knight.
Okay,
All right.
first knight of the game.
Yeah, wow, jeez.
Finally played. I mean,
Maybe the turn before the end of the game.
yeah, he's just gonna block Raul here, and
Yeah.
this just puts Raul in this scenario where you can't do anything.
Right.
Like, Enrique has all the development cards, all the Robert.
Jerry's stalling for the other players, but they're not really that close to catching
No.
up. So it's man.
It's still looking very poor for
Yes,
everyone, but
100%.
Enrique here.
Yeah, Enrique is still so far in the lead. Ooh, 10
That
rolls.
looks like a 10 there. I mean, it definitely Give Sarvat some stuff there.
I mean, it gives
some break.
It's a great role for Jerry, but
Couple of wheat for Jerry.
1 wheat for Enrique.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll see how
this plays out. I mean, the game could still end this turn for sure.
no doubt about it.
But I mean, it's 3 roads away, so it's kind of tough. It's tough to end right here.
And he played a knight, so
played the
he
knight.
can't play rowboat, so it's not going to end this turn, no
Right.
doubt. But nobody should even consider trading Enrique here.
No,
it's a
he
good
passes.
pass,
Yeah,
right?
he has to pass.
That
in this
makes
scenario.
sense, yeah.
If you can't settle or build a city there, there's just not much you can do.
Oh,
So
that was
he
a quick
passes.
swipe up. I don't know
That was
about that
cocked.
one.
This cocked dice.
I don't know about that one.
There's an 8. Okay. Not that many
Finally,
8s going on in this game.
Sarvat gets a couple wood.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Enrique gets a couple sheep. It's not good. So let's say he even just buys more cards and then slowly just crawls into the knights. It's still the same thing. People
It is.
still got to catch up at the same pace,
Mhm.
and he's producing more than everyone else.
Right. And
So
he's
he
already
can-
ahead.
He's already ahead. He's 1 knight played. He's got 3 down. It could be another knight in there. Even if he doesn't, he's ahead, and
Yeah.
he's producing more than everyone. So it's if he wants to take the slow methodical route, I think it's actually maybe the correct play.
Mhm.
Instead of trying to invest in more roads and let Jared contest you,
Mhm.
nobody's contesting knights right now. So
Right.
I would invest in development cards if I was Enrique.
Mhm.
We'll see. I mean, okay, let's see what Sarvat buys.
Sarvat arguing last turn for Jerry did not trade Raul because he has 6 points on the board,
Yes,
but then trades him immediately after.
and then settles from it.
It settles from it, which puts her at 4 points. 1 card down. I mean, we have to assume it's 5, so
Yeah.
puts her at 5 points.
Makes
Again,
sense,
I mean,
yeah.
if she can drag the game out for another hour, then it's totally possible that she could win.
Did she city off of that on the 8-3? I think we might have mistaken that. Yeah, I think
she
citied
citied
off
off
that.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's our fault.
Mhm.
So she is at 6, but still not really
No,
within reach without. I mean, with a card down.
Yeah, with a card down.
With a card down. So, wow. So Raul builds a road. Not. I mean, that's all he can do. It looks like from his
Yeah.
hand, he's got 2 break, a wood, and a stone. So I mean, there's not much else you can do. I would build another road personally, but
He had it.
yeah, I would have done that.
11. That's
11,
what Raul
that's-
wants.
Oh man.
Give him that 4 wood.
Wow. That's also why you but it's also huge for Enrique. Double or triple sheep, is
Yeah,
it?
triple sheep there.
Oh
Mhm.
my goodness.
Triple cheap there.
Yeah. And then 1 for Jerry.
Enrique's got a grip of cards behind here.
Yeah.
You gotta be worried. Yeah, they're asking for a count right now. Let's see. 13 cards.
Wow.
That's just too many. You gotta hope
Jerry
for a
has
7
a
here.
Jerry has a card down.
Builds a 7.
Monopoly. It's a knight. He held it for that long.
Holds the knight for ages,
And then-
plays it, and then blocks the wood.
Which there's like 1,000 wood on the board right now.
Yeah,
I think Jerry's convinced that Enrique is still going for longest road. It's only been 1 turn. In
Right.
my opinion, he should go for the knights.
For the knights, yeah.
Because no one's there. No one's gonna catch him, dude.
Right.
With his production.
There's another
See,
knight. That's pretty
one
much
of his
it.
one down
Fair.
was already
Yeah.
another knight.
He blocked
It's-
Raul because
Yeah.
I mean Jerry's got no path to victory. There's no way he can city ever.
So the likely layout, he held onto that knight forever.
I know.
He was blocked for at least 5 turns around and
Can't
didn't
believe it.
use it.
Mhm.
Makes no sense to me. Doesn't really matter because now he's in a lead because of it.
Huge lead now.
But he could have had the knights played to begin with. He would have been in the lead in the same scenario. So I don't see the justification for it, but 11 goes again.
I mean, it didn't really matter there.
Yes.
What rolled for Enrique as long as
Yeah.
it wasn't a 7.
That's true.
He had 12 cards in hand. I mean, he played the knight to get up to 13 again,
Yeah.
and there's just no other roll besides a 7 that could possibly hurt him in this situation.
So I will say, Raul has like 10 wood now.
There we go.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
with those
interesting.
11s. I mean,
Enrique
always
has 4 sheep, but
he doesn't exactly have the right ports to take advantage of it. He's just
Yeah.
got the wheat port down there.
yeah.
But I mean, this is the point where it's all of a sudden like, all right, well, Raul's not going for largest army,
Right.
not going for longest road,
Uh-huh.
but he could just purely push through and hope for some pulls.
Yeah.
Like if he gets another settlement down, gets his 4th city,
Right.
I mean, it's a whole road away. It's tough.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he can start pulling.
Yeah. But right now Enrique is probably going to buy 3 cards. That's what I would do
Mhm.
if I were him.
I mean, he can
Jerry's
settle, he can
trying
city, he can do
to-
anything.
He just has a lot of sheep, so I would be buying cards if I were
Mhm.
him. I think it's just the play. no one is within 5 turns to win except for him.
Right.
So 5 turns around is a lot of turns around.
Right,
You know,
right.
so I think
When you're producing like he is, it's a lot.
investing in cards right now is 100% the play.
Mhm.
I hope he doesn't go short-sighted in cities or something like that.
I mean, he could just build a bunch of roads and call it a day.
He could, which could also secure it in its own way, but I mean, it's just contestable. Because Jerry can loop around the 3, or the 2 on the bottom, I'm sorry, to the 5 and then connect back, and I mean, he could build a lot of roads. And he's been just hitting 11s, he's just been hitting sheep, so we'll see what he uses it on.
The roads are kind of questionable right now, just because it would put him at 9, and then they could take those 2 points away.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're just assuming that these other 2 cards are victory points. With how he's been playing,
With how he's been playing the Knights,
it could be anything.
There's one road.
Is that a road or a development card?
I didn't see.
Development
It
card.
was a card, I'm so sorry.
There you
It's
go.
one development card.
Smart.
Checks it.
I mean, if it's a knight, then he's in great shape.
Then
He just needs to
If
settle.
it's a Knight, he can just invest in settlement. Yeah, that's the correct play, is to buy card to see what they are.
Mhm.
Now he can settle
Or city if he has it. Either way.
Once you buy one card and check it, it is correct to. Because again, I mean, Jerry's closest with one Knight played. There's just not.
It's just not going to happen. No one's catching him
no
there.
one's gonna catch. So we'll see.
Counting
what's
out
up
the
with
cards.
that. If it's not a Knight though, he has to pull another.
That looks like a settlement to me.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, with the settlement, he only has to last one turn around.
and then play the Knight, and that's just locked in.
It's locked in.
It's assuming the 2 down are VPs.
Mhm.
He sat on one of those Knights way longer than any player should have, in my humble opinion. Maybe he was trying to hide
What do you think?
what his eventual plan was, but I think it's almost always better to play the Knight early.
I mean, just looking at the players here, everyone looks pretty discouraged.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone knows
everyone
that this
is
gotten pretty
starting
out of
to
hand.
see the writing on the wall, honestly, if they haven't already resigned themselves to it.
Mhm.
So Enrique taking his time with his turn. There's the settlement. Yeah.
Perfect.
So now
Well
he
played
literally
by
just has to
Enrique.
survive one turn around, play the Knight. It's game over. I mean, it was the correct play. It's the safe play. No need to mess around with roads. No need to give them a chance to steal it back from you.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got a vice grip on this game.
Yeah, there's almost nothing you can do.
Yes.
I mean, you can try and feed. You can't try and feed Jerry development cards because
No,
it would put
too
him
late.
at 9.
Yeah.
And it's too late
It's
anyways.
too late for him to
He
play
doesn't have any
anything.
down.
It's
He
not-
only has one
no.
up.
Mhm.
And with how Enrique is playing this hand, you can assume that the first card he drew was a knight
Right.
to lock down the largest army for those 2 points.
And then settle
if it-
after.
I mean, he's got 6 points on the board. He might as well just spend
Buy
his-
more cards.
Buy more cards.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
you got
there's
it.
nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 points on the board.
Looks like he
He
built.
cities after that. Oh wow. Okay, I would have bought more cards if he did.
No, he didn't say. He built 2 roads.
He built 2 roads. Not
Going towards bottom, but it didn't really affect anything.
Wait, could he have stolen longest there?
No,
Jerry was
it
at
would've
3,
tied.
5, 7. Oh. So he was just spending his cards? Okay.
I mean, he could have.
It's a guaranteed, in my humble opinion, those 2, even how he has his cards displayed right now, the 2 on the left, the 1 on the right,
It's
those 2 are
experience.
victory points, that one's a Knight. And as it goes around, he's just going to play it before and then save the game, and that's going to be the end of it.
There's gonna be some handshakes coming up very soon here.
I believe the writing is on the wall. I think the writing was on the wall when Jerry gave up the 3-10-11 mid-game.
That's true.
I can't really justify that play when you look back on it. I mean, it just allowed Enrique all those 11s hit. He got all that sheep. It got him the cards.
Mhm.
It's just, I mean, I know you can't foresee rolls, but it's just, man, it would have cemented longest, so we wouldn't have had to invest to go lower and contest Enrique on the longest. It's just,
It was well taken advantage of. Is what
yes,
you have
that's
to
true.
express.
Enrique did.
I mean, he settled on the 8 first, which was questionable. He should have taken that 3-10-11 immediately.
No doubt.
But he got to it eventually. I mean, Jerry insisted over and over he didn't want the spot,
And
so he fully believed him, and it was true. And
yeah.
the result is Enrique blasting off well past anyone else's
My
production.
general advice is don't believe people when they tell you I'm not going to settle there or whatever, but it's not. It's this time it worked out.
Definitely.
Those 2 danced around that spot, and it was just the pivotal moment of the game.
It was.
Somebody should have taken it when they had the shot.
Yeah.
And the fact that Enrique eventually got there, it's not really. I mean, obviously it's really relevant now because that led to him winning, which I believe he is going to play the night this turn and win.
It should
But,
be, yeah.
Man.
Jerry's still trying to
trying to trade to get more. I'm assuming just more
get
points.
second place or something.
Yeah, at this point in the game, when you see the writing on the wall like this, you just gotta
get as many points
as you can. Of course, seeding's important.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As for now.
So here they're counting roads. If this keeps going and Enrique built roads to nothing instead of increasing your
going
road,
down, instead of going to the 12.
if he doesn't have a knight here, then all of a sudden it's like, why? Because those roads, it kind of seemed like he just tossed the cards away, like whatever. Because it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But in
All
the eventuality that
signs
this
point,
isn't a knight, which, I mean, it has to be. You're right with how it's arranged. He's got 2 VPs on the left. He's got the knight there.
Right, yeah.
It's perfect 10. It's going to be over.
Yes. So Jerry's probably going to not pass for as long as possible.
Right.
As I might even take a full 10 minutes here if I'm in Jerry's position. I'm just looking, I'm like, hey, does anyone want to give me a development card for a poll? And
there it is.
Yeah,
the development card
got the development card
trying
for
to
a
get the
poll.
extra point.
Trying to get the 1 extra point.
Get an extra road just
It is-
to lock it down,
It's a disheartening position to be in, no doubt. But you do have to make the best of it when you get to that
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
Well done.
There it is.
There it is. Flips the knight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Rolls.
forgot.
And then
And then 2 victory points on the bottom. That's it. And handshakes
Here we go.
all around.
Enrique takes it. Big win for Panama here. It's their first international tournament. Runs through the whole gauntlet. Takes down all these champions from all over the Americas. Huge moment for Enrique.
Yeah, well done. All right, well, that's going to do it for the first inaugural CATAN Americas Championship. It was a very exciting game, a very unconventional game. I'm very proud of Enrique and the country of Panama for being so well represented in our first multi-Americas tournament.
If there's one thing you can say about Catan, it's that each game is different, and this one was definitely out there.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Good finish for Panama. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope that we were able to impart some of our knowledge from years of playing Catan in tournaments.
Yes, indeed.
And thanks. We'll see you at the next tournament.